There was not a lawyer there, and there was not a parent there. Did you bully a confession out of this boy?
No, I did not. We did not coerce him. That is wrong.
Since Dassey recanted that confession, his attorneys have been trying to get his conviction overturned. In 2016, Dassey did come within hours of being released from prison, but it was blocked by the Federal Court of Appeals.
In an episode of the popular Wrongful Conviction podcast released today, Dassey spoke from prison to host Jason Flom.
Were you scared, or were you just thought maybe if you just told the truth, everything would be fine? Or what was your thought process at that point?
Well, I just wanted it all over with, so I said whatever they wanted to hear, you know.
It's outrageous. When you talked to him, what was he focused on?
At the end of each episode of my podcast, I'll thank the guests and then sign off and leave the mic on for them to say whatever's on their mind. So Amanda was particularly, dropped some amazing knowledge at the end of her episode. And others have shared beautiful sentiments. So I asked Brendan, and he talked about Pokemon. That's what's important to him, and it really gives you a sense that he's a child trapped in the most adult nightmare that anyone could imagine.
People think that, like, hearing the guilty verdict was the worst experience of my life. No. My interrogation was the scariest, worst experience of my life because I was made to feel like a crazy person. And reality slipped away from me. And yes, I was young, I was impressionable, but I was not young and impressionable like Brendan Dassey. It is terrifying.
When you break it down, and I have, there was no evidence against you either.
In Rodney's case, just like in my case, they went after the wrong person anyway.
Thursday.
She was holding her terminally ill mother in our production vehicle. She won't let her out.
A family in crisis.
I have a very hard life.
You have embarrassed yourself, and the fact that you do this to your mother is selfish, and shame on you.
And a mother in denial.
She's such a sweet little girl.
No, she's not. She's an absolute brat.
New Dr. Phil. That's Friday.
Did you rape and murder Stacey Stites?
No, absolutely did not.
I first saw this story on Dr. Phil, and now I see more and more people are talking about it.
In recent weeks, celebrities like Dr. Phil, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, and more have voiced support for Reed.
I came away from this interview with a very troubled heart, with a strong feeling that this man did not commit this crime.
I think at least the governor has to pause and look at the 2 million people who have signed a petition.
There are so many unanswered questions here that to put this man to death without a full and fair hearing of all the information that's available is an absolute travesty of justice. In Amanda Knox's case, we saw just how powerful the media can be. Amanda believes that it worked against her, but in the case of Rodney Reed, we're trying to harness the power of the media to save a man who many believe is innocent. On October 11th, we aired a 2-part show about this. Here's the latest on what has transpired since I spoke to Rodney on death row.
I didn't do this crime, and here they are trying to take my life.
What do you make of the fact that they're not rushing to give you a new hearing and bring all of this to light?
The court is still unwilling to listen.
So far, more than 2 million people have signed an online petition to stop his execution.
A death row inmate in Texas faces execution in just 2 weeks unless a campaign can persuade the governor to intervene.
Here at the Capitol, Republicans in